minutes. Now I'm going to check the minute. All in favor? Aye. You know warrants for payment.
Clear around, baby.
Heard anything yet?
I don't either.
They kept postponing it over the weekend.
Yes, if they did not give them to you, I have hers in my desk. I don't have his.
I have his.
I probably forgot to leave it in the pile for you the other day. Yes, I do have it now. They gave her 2 copies of Diego's,
Yeah, that's what
so
Diego
she had to go
said.
back and get one.
That's what Diego come up and told me.
Well, I agree.
Yep. That's what I got to see Saturday.
Yeah. The eagle in the tree?
Eagle.
Oh, yeah.
I was actually paying attention up driving down the road. That, oh, that's a bald eagle.
I didn't get to see her, but I got pictures of her.
Oh.
I think that was strip ribbons. She's so proud.
Where was that at? Living
South of that Clio curve convenience store, on around that next curve before you get to
Yeah, right
the
by the
river
pond.
right there.
Yeah.
Yep. Flowers down and put them on my dad's grave, and I was just not in a hurry, just kind of dilly-dallying around going back home. I'm like, that's a bald eagle. I turned around and set under the tree and watched it for 5-6 minutes, and then I looked at my rearview mirror to see if I could make another U to head back home. And cool.
About?
Well, I couldn't think of this shirt here. Wherever you guys want to sit up.
Okay.
Can sit anywhere else, sit back here or whatever, excuse me.
You want in front, I'll sit at the back.
Okay, if you want to do that, that's great. Thank you.
I'll be nice.
Here it is.
They don't wanna do that. I'll do what I used to do in school.
This is our sheriff.
John Westrope.
Rick Wallace.
Nice to meet you.
I just have some no pigtails for him.
Yeah. I'm just finally starting to learn what Mammy is, that Mammy gives whatever he wants. I went to Jessica's house Saturday and or Sunday, and he latched a hold of me again, and he wouldn't go to anything.
That's funny.
Yes. Of course, we had candy before lunch. and-
Right.
So I was gonna say, you had candy in your pocket.
I did, I had a little zipper pocket. He, got up against me and heard a crinkle, and he was trying to get it unzipped, because he knew it wasn't there. Hey, whatever it
I
takes.
had a good friend that worked as a doctor in Cherokee for a while.
With his mama,
Keenan Ferguson.
everything's fair.
Mhm.
Dr. Ferguson.
Yeah.
He's a really good friend of mine. Moved out to Woodward. Yeah, he made the drive out here for a couple of years. I hear good things about the steakhouse.
I think it's closed.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah, they closed it.
Was it COVID?
Yeah, really, I think it is, you know, just kind of not too expensive
Yeah. Shame.
to now to buy the food and everything, it's not so expensive. You know, for them to
Yeah.
keep it going.
Yeah, it's a tough business.
Don't see much taste like the smoke shack. It's pretty good.
What is it?
Wednesday nights they have steak at the smoke shack. It's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just, it's out towards, going towards
That
out.
was next weekend.
Okay, yes, I get turned. Yeah, I get turned around in.
Is it
You
Bar
don't
Barbecue
sleep, you
place?
don't notice.
Mhm.
Okay.
I like it.
Yeah, I like the time in a lot better, it stays
I
lighter
wish they
longer.
just leave it alone. One way or the other.
No, I don't want it this way, I don't like it being dark when I get home.
Either.
Staying lighter a little longer, but.
Time changes.
Yes, it does.
Cleaned out flower beds all weekend and I am so ready.
Kids that run track,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
I've been out to Cherokee a few times to have some track meets.
Yeah.
It's a really good facility.
It is.
First time I came, I was shocked at how nice it was. Man, really, it was
Yeah.
nice, you know, your track.
Mhm.
Your-
Really nice.
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you.
You tell her I'm sorry.
What do you with that?
Okay, I need to sign
I'm
it.
in IT, we're a software company, so we look at possibly helping the treasurer here, the vendors.
Did you grow up in it?
I grew up in Tulsa, you know, actually Catoosa is where I went to school.
I called the monitor about it Friday and she said you had it, so I called her again this morning.
Actually, I was working at Pauline's
Well,
Country
just go over
Buffet.
there, I'm like, no, I have to act
And,
professional.
the
She
back of the
has
roof got
visitors.
torn.
You call her.
I was 15 years old, washing dishes for him. I had no idea what was happening. We shut the dishwasher down, opened the back door.
You light 'em?
And just back then, you know, you didn't have the casino. The casino and all that was just starting to become an idea. And behind Pauline, which is now where Cherokee Casino is, it's this wide, creative, wide open field. And you can see the addition back behind it. And I remember opening that door for that blue field building, just almost like flexing. It was weird. That door opened, and I remember looking at the house and I feel it was just a great. And that was a tornado.
Oh, my God.
It was right, I mean, it was probably 300 yards away from me. Slammed the door into the dining room, everybody's already under the table with the trays on the back of their heads, and it was full on panic. Lady on the drive-through, just stuck in the drive-through.
Oh, wow.
I tried to pull her through the window, but she just was so beside herself, wasn't able to pull her. And I remember seeing Get and Go gas station, this big sign, I just remember seeing that sign just take off like a baseball. I mean, it was, and then it was like a few seconds later, you know, you hear the roof come off the back of it, and then it was like something, and just chaos. I'm just so much trouble.
I got potentially a housing position with a big group of people trying to get in.
likes to show off her pretty picture.
I do.
It wasn't a blanket sign down below. I said, you just like to show off your pretty picture. Rub it in.
I just sign them both and then I don't have to worry, I missed it.
I do like all like a year, I always miss it, Kathy has it sent me a sticky note or one, hardly ever have a blanket.
Living mean is we get a lot of people in the Air Force Base, obviously from everywhere. That kind of thing. Oh, okay. I've been there 21 years, so I feel like I've been. That's all my kids have done.
Play a lot of softball out of Kelly.
Yeah.
Just get good in it, huh?
No, they go to
Oh,
OEA.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's a good school. Yeah, it's not cheap. I mean, it's cheap compared to other private schools, for sure. Their pricing is way lower than what you pay in the city, but it's still, I've got 4 kids. So if you take reasonable times 4 is unreasonable.
Yeah.
I'll have all 4 in school next year. My oldest is a senior, she'll be a senior next year, and my youngest will be in 2nd grade, so. But yeah, we enjoy it. A lot of guys that go to my church teach there. So they just really good people. It's good to know that my kids are learning life from people that I can trust.
Science last year. And come to the department and says that, well, what do they call it? The Big Bang Theory, and then it was, And he says, I couldn't really teach that because he said, that's not what I believe. So he just kind of skipped over it, didn't really say much about it.
That's what they did when I was in school, this is what the book said I was supposed to teach you, but I don't agree with it. Here you go.
So they introduce them to the concepts, and they have to know.
Yeah,
So that
yeah,
when they go to college, they're not, it's like, well, I've never heard this before.
right.
And the guy that teaches science there is just a phenomenal teacher. He's just about ready to retire, but I'm hoping he sticks it out until my youngest goes through, because he is. But yeah, he shows them the ropes, he teaches them, this is what they say. And he goes into it pretty deep, and then this is what I say, and I feel like the Bible says. So there's all kinds of opinions on that.
Yeah.
Bible stuff, I'm not a science book.
No.
You all wasn't intended to, right?
No.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Blanket purchase orders.
We have one from the assessor, county clerk, sheriff, treasurer, emergency manager, fairgrounds, District 2, Nescatunga responders, and jet responders. They're kind of split right here. Jay, if you want to sign these bottom 4, then these are all fairgrounds. Don't sign the top ones. Here, sorry, not you. You have to sign your full Bible.
She put a double one on that, cause I seen another one. Is that double or is that, has she got 2?
No, her and I share one,
Oh,
so that's
okay,
probably what it
okay.
was.
Okay, I just seen 2 of them that looked
Yeah.
identical, so.
Yeah, I bet that's what it was.
Okay.
But her and I share.
Just curious.
Yeah.
Okay.
I move we accept the blanket.
Second.
All in favor? Monthly officer for corporate records management and preservation.
We have that one this time, the clerk preservation, and we have one from the election board and one from the clerk. Yeah, just one signature on that one.
make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Uh,
TM Consulting Incorporated Treasure Changing Software Program.
Want me to just explain a little bit about why you're here and then
Sure.
let you go ahead?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
I believe, probably, I'd say about a couple months ago, I kind of informed you guys that Kelco was going out of being treasure software. And so we have, they recommended, and we have been talking with John Westbrook,
Westrop, yeah.
and he is the TM consultant. And I had a couple, I printed off some of the stuff that he sent me. I've got you each a copy. He'll explain a little bit more to you. This was just for your information. So basically, that's why he's here today, because he's basically, besides Kelpro, the only company that does do treasure. So we're kind of, he has been very helpful, very nice. I don't mean to say that he's not at all, because he has been. He's been up here this morning explaining some of his stuff to us. And I'll let him explain then and to you. And if you have any questions, I'm sure he'll be glad to answer them. So,
Is it, can I just work from back here, I guess?
Yeah, it would be.
I had COVID early December last year, so I've got antibodies raging. So my company is TM Consulting. Two of us are in Enid, and the rest of us are kind of in the Oklahoma City, Yukon area. And yeah, we've been doing county treasurers software for 3 decades. We've got 54 counties across the state, and we plan to put on another 7 this year, and that's mainly due to Kelpro exiting the treasurer's offices. Tim Keller, the owner of Kelpro, contacted me a few months ago and just kind of gave me a heads up and just said, hey, we've just decided that our resources are better used in our clerk's offices, and I think they've got some opportunities that have come up, possibly out of state. And so they just kind of want all hands on deck to pursue things that they feel are going to be just better business decisions for them. And so it was a total surprise. Did not see it coming. We put on 4 counties last year, and those were, I think, all Kelpro counties that just had decided to come to our software anyway. And that was a huge job. So 7's going to be a challenge, but I think we're better prepared to do it this year. But if you guys so choose to use us, I feel like that we've got a good system in place. It's not perfect, but it's a really good software system. We've only focused on county treasurers. We've got 4 county clerks across the state. We don't plan to try and expand there. We have made our living with Oklahoma county treasurers, and our system's been built on their feedback and their input for 3 decades. So it's a Windows-based system. It's modern. We just redesigned our website a year ago. It's a bleeding edge technology that runs that. I think it will be good for many, many years. But we've got a lot of treasurers that are very happy with our system. Some that have recently moved from the system that Valerie's on. Once they get their heads wrapped around it and understand it, it's a big change, so it takes a little time. But they've been very pleased with it. So yeah, I feel like we can serve you guys well, and it's a friendly relationship with Kelpro. We've always actually had a very respectful relationship with them, even though we've been competitors. We've worked well together. They've been willing to share information with us, warrant information and appropriations, things like that. And this is a very unique situation in that they're kind of happy to send the business our way. So they're they're working with us. You know, data conversion, any kind of issues that come up, they've been super helpful. You can't make this stuff up, honestly. But we're here, and we'd love your business and any questions you guys have about the numbers or how this is all going to go down. If you guys do decide to move forward, I'd be happy to help answer any questions you have.
You're in Woods County, right?
We're in Woods, yes.
Yeah, that's what I understand.
and Grant,
Yeah.
Penny over at Grant County has it.
Woods County speaks highly of it.
Yeah.
When I was over
Are you
there,
in Woods
they
County
really
in the
did.
clerk's office or in just the treasurer's office?
We're in the clerk's
You're
office
in the
too.
clerk's office too over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
You were on the Kelly program just like they are, right?
well, it wasn't
It's
called
not
Kelly, it
like
was
a
called
system.
Kelpro.
It's Kelpro
Okay, so you was
system,
on the
but-
older system.
No.
We were
it's
on
a
the newest
total
they
different
had.
system, Yeah.
Yeah, we were on
It's
the
the newest
newest
system they had for the treasurers, but it's still, it's not the same system that we have in
So
here.
what's the difference in cost?
Well, truthfully, and I didn't think about looking it up, I do not remember what it cost us to start up.
Oh, what it costs to start up, yeah.
Yeah, what it cost us to start up. And that is the largest cost right now is the startup. The monthly, or not monthly, yearly charge will be, yeah, it will be in the, what was that total?
13.2.
13 something, I think, yes.
Yeah, it's very
Is
close
with-
to what they're
yes,
paying now.
yeah, within $1,500 to $2,000 of what we are paying right now. And I mean, we have to have a program. I mean, and I feel that theirs would be the best bet. I don't know that we would find another one even.
Well, that's what it sounds like, you ain't got
Yeah.
a choice.
Yeah, I really don't have a choice, but I will probably need a little bit of help because increasing my budget or something to be able to pay this, because it is something that, you know, we hadn't planned on, we didn't know was coming, and,
She doesn't have to do it right now, but he's got 7 other counties coming up, so
and I wanna, we
to
would
be able
like
to
to
go
have.
up and going by July.
Yeah, right. That, have it going by July, so we're not, because we did that to Buddy when we went from the old Kelp Road to the new Kelp Road. 2 different systems that he had to work on when he came and was doing our budget and stuff. So we're trying to do it so we can go July 1, go on, and we'll be completely on that system.
Well, yeah, and the advantage of doing it early, and this is, we don't have an opinion, there's 20 counties over the next 3 years that we'll potentially take on. It's a huge job. The advantage to doing it early is that Matt's gonna be around.
Yeah,
And Matt Keller is kind of the guru behind the treasurer system, and he's kind of getting out of the business in the next year or so. So they'll have his help. Once he steps away, it's going to be a little harder for treasurers that are still using the Kelpro system and kind of waiting in the wings. But we got a lot of work to do, and I think we're gonna fill. So we've already got 2 that I've had to tell they need to wait until next year, because Valerie had approached me. It was a first come first served deal. She had already approached me. She was one of the first 7, so her slot is reserved, and there's 2 that are waiting in the wings. So if this is not something that's workable this year, we can put it off. But I think she'd rather get going.
yeah, yeah, because really, I don't foresee it becoming any
Better get
easier,
on the ball. Now,
you know?
I think we need to check in further with something besides
Yeah, I was gonna
Kelp
visit
Road.
with him.
Like Woods County is there, it is working great over there, even the clerk and but we're kind of backed up against the wall here.
Yeah,
Well, and we can be, our system is modular in that, like for years, back when I first started doing this, we had counties that were only using our bookkeeping system, and so then they had the state tax program. Johnny Caldwell and those guys were doing their tax side, and our bookkeeping integrated with that tax side, so it can run on its own. Therefore, I think we can bill it on its own. So we could bill our bookkeeping system on a separate invoice as we bill our tax system, because they're not interdependent. It's not like you're buying a file cabinet and paying it in 2 payments. You know what I mean? Like you're actually buying a system that can run on its own. And then if you want to buy the other part, if you want to maybe pay for the other part of it in the next fiscal year or whatever, I mean, we've done that with other counties. The auditors have never said anything about it. They love our system. We work very well with the auditors and Nodi and Sherry and all the folks at OSU. We bend over backwards getting them files and things that make their lives easier. So it's a very good relationship on that front, and I don't think it would be a problem for us to do that at all if that would be helpful.
I will put in my piece. If we can do it all at once, I think it would be easier maybe on us to just get used to it all. But if not, then, you know.
Well, we would
we'll
do it, we would do it all at once,
Uh-huh.
we just wouldn't bill it all at once.
Oh, okay.
So,
See, I
you know,
misunderstood you.
Yeah,
You
you'd
didn't
be,
write
you'd
that
be in,
down.
Yeah, I was fixing to say.
well,
Just teasing you.
never mind. But, yeah, I mean, you could kind of be in beta mode in one side of it, and, yeah, I mean, there's ways, I think, that are legitimate.
Okay.
Like, we won't be cheating. We don't wanna do that.
But I mean, it was very nice of Kelpro to give us a
Yeah.
heads up that they're
Yeah.
going
I mean, he
this way,
called,
so-
I don't remember if it was
I don't remember either.
mid-December or if it was the 1st of January when he called.
I think it was before December, because I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that too. It was really a shock, cause no sign, no idea.
Yeah, it was.
But they sent out a letter and then he called personally. And if, we have had 2 or 3 of their employees call and tell us how much they've appreciated us and, you know, and like this. And several of them are already leaving, and probably because they worked on that side, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
But several employees are leaving. Not necessarily having to, just, I think, thinking on their part, it'd be better for them to do something else.
Well, there's a young lady, I forget her name, that's been a very key part of their support, and she's getting married and moving to Kansas, and then Matt's getting out of it, and so I just think there's just some more natural attrition that's happened that has kind of pushed them over the edge.
Yeah.
They're very good with county clerks, you know, and that's their wheelhouse. I mean, that's the world they live in, and we are not planning to pursue any more county clerks. You know, we did Woods County. Woods County left Kelpro to go to Tyler Technologies. That was a mistake, a big one. $250,000 into it, they pulled the plug. This is Woods County,
Wow.
$250,000.
That was a huge
Um,
break for them.
And the clerk there called me, and I mean, it was, we felt like it was more of a rescue mission than anything. And we, you know, they didn't want to go back to Kelpro. I'm not sure what happened there. You know, that wouldn't have been a bad move, but you know, we had a system in Garfield County that they wanted to explore, and so they looked at it, and they decided that, you know, with a few modifications that would work, and so we ended up doing a lot of modifications actually for them, but they're happy in the clerk's office. But that was, you know, just to give you something to compare to. That's not a real big county. You know, Tyler basically just ripped off and I shouldn't say ripped off. I mean, they provided the
You
system.
can say that.
That's what happened.
Yeah, it was horrible for her, absolutely horrible for her.
She was, yeah, I wouldn't wish that on anyone, but I know that looks like a decent chunk up front, but it's a huge amount of work. It's a huge amount of work. We'll be putting in hundreds of hours just for your county, and there'll be overtime hours because we've got 7 counties in the queue. So I'll be working nights and weekends for the next few years.
Well, it sounds like we need to get it started, so.
Yep, I think so.
You want me to, I'll put it on the agenda for next week for the agreement, or you guys can tell me what to do with it.
You better put it on the
We better get her on the end.
There you go, there's your answer.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I don't think no bid, no motion.
No motion today.
Opening award sealed bids for surplus District 2 for cat tracking.
Sure. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
Don't
you.
leave. Linger
No,
with
it's
Valerie
all
if you can for a little bit, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Or I can catch you next week.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Nancy, you have
Good to meet you.
You too, sir.
Are you asking me?
a letter opener?
Oh, sure.
Oh, he made,
He's ripping it, it's okay.
I have another one in the desk.
I just need one.
Well, this is from Mike Walls, Warren Cat, and it's $176,000. That's what the bid was.
and it's sealed. It's got the.
right there where we thought it was gonna come in at, exactly what it was, so.
Do you wanna look at this, sir?
I've seen it
I wanted to
enough.
see it.
I'll make a motion to accept it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Mike, thank you very much. I appreciate working with you. It's been a real pleasure on this, so.
I'm glad it worked out. We got it done.
Well, thank you.
He costs Mike a few gray hairs, that's okay.
I've had them for a while.
At least you've got here.
It's sliding back.
Okay.
The wind, it's the wind.
Go ahead.
Okay, resolution 52% sales tax distribution, health and well-being. Redistribute the percentage.
Okay. Rick approached me, going on 2 weeks ago now, and he talked to me, and Rick's got a shortfall, and he told me it was gonna come down to pretty much he was gonna have to let 2 go. He needs to be on this health and well-being, because there's nobody, I mean, the sheriff's department's as much health and well-being as all of us are. And I talked to Roger prior to, before I ever talked to Lenita about putting this on the agenda or anything. And Roger is very understanding. He knows where he's sitting. He told me they're very updated. They have pretty much everything they need, and they maintain, and Roger and them has done a wonderful, wonderful job of just hanging on and preserving and not overindulging, but getting up to where they need to be and then maintaining and staying at that level. And they've done a wonderful job of that. And he was very much in agreement to put Rick on this. And hopefully, you know, maybe if as oil prices go back up some, maybe this will really help out Rick some. But it'll make on this next upcoming years a budget, it'll help with budgeting and by dispersing some of that with Rick being on sales tax, especially with Valerie's deal there, you know, that if she needs a little more, that would kind of help that direction. But the main thing is just we're all one, and we need to work together, and everybody, and so far this has been a really good idea. Everybody is willing to work together and maintain this. So when I visited Rick and when I visited Roger, I suggested a 11.5% to Rick, and I believe he's Roger right now is 21.5, so that'd leave Roger at 10. And for now, we'll leave everybody else alone. It'll just be the one adjustment. Won't make any adjustments to the fire departments or anything like that. And just know that if we do decide later on next year or anything, we will call in advance and talk to them like we did Roger too. So
And this-
we will definitely keep everybody on board and advised of any changes prior to ever putting it on the agendas.
I've been asking for more sales tax for a year. Because you're gonna have a lot
Is it
coming out of
earmarked
county
for any
general this
particular
next,
thing?
Any what?
Is this earmarked for?
It will go into M&O,
Okay.
maintenance and operations. And that's as close to earmarking it as we can, but he's gonna use it for,
Except it's not gonna come in M&O. If he's earmarking it for personal services, then it needs to go into personal
Yeah,
services.
right, that's what I.
You have personal services and M&O and capital outlay in your cash accounts, just like you do in your budgeted accounts.
Yeah,
That's fine.
We don't have capital outlay in like mine and his, and Sarah's, because we don't have
The
enough
issue
money to
was,
go in
I
there.
got $1 in mine.
It comes,
Yeah, you do have $1 in yours. I don't have one.
it comes down that, for the last 2 years, I've been paying out of my personal services for employees. I had over 200 and some thousand. And, of course, in that cash fund also got units that had major repairs had to be done to them and that. But Juanita even approached me and it's running short. And I would truly appreciate the help.
That's coming, this is coming out at 52%, right?
Yeah,
And
it's,
then that's, we could do that once a year.
no, you
No,
can do
you-
this
Whenever you
anytime.
Every meeting if you want.
That is-
You'll
that's what
cause
I
Valerie
wanted.
to drink if you do that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying we can change
Just
it.
saying.
I know what you're saying, but we can do it every
Yeah,
meeting
you
if
can
we
change
have
this
to.
any-
That's
Anytime.
if we have to, we can, it's not like a
Yeah, it's.
forever deal.
No, it's not forever, and it's very adjustable.
Just try to get you built up. and then-
We're just, yeah, mainly trying to save them two jobs that he was struggling at right there is the main goal.
It was Mitch Jailers.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I didn't know if you.
I'll make the motion.
I need to know, you guys need to discuss this next, is I need an effective date.
April 1. And there's no need of changing a big month. I mean, that's,
Right.
and normally we wouldn't do it till the physical year, but it's to the point he needs it now. He needs his.
How much is in your M&O now?
Right at 26,000 is all that he has. This is his cash, M&O is all he has left in it. He does not have enough, he has not quite 4,000 in his personal services, and it takes a little over 7,000 to make a month. So he'll have
For
to
those two
still,
employees.
they'll still have to transfer for
Out of that.
March out of his M&O to make that. And I should have printed those off for you guys, and I'm sorry, I did not think about it. So do you want this here earmarked for personal services or for M&O then? Because that's, I mean, we'll need to know so we can just,
He originally talked to me about M&O.
Yeah, it could come out of M&O.
Can you
like we were
transfer
talking.
it into personal services?
you're gonna have to
You
transfer
have
it
to
every
transfer it
month.
into personal services every month or
Right.
whatever you need.
Yeah, I just need to know, it doesn't matter to
think
me.
the auditors like that, do they?
In your cash accounts, they don't frown as much as they do your budgeted. Your budgeted
Right.
accounts, they
Yeah,
do
they
not
don't
like
like that.
transfers.
Right.
Mhm. But I said, I just need to know, so
What do
then
you
I
think
can,
would,
Just
this
long as
is
it
your
stays
call,
out
not mine.
capital outlay.
Yeah. I mean, it can go either way, you're just gonna have to,
Where's your shortfall?
but,
do what?
Where's your shortfall? The personal service?
Personal services for the,
I mean,
it's a
it's,
cash fund.
And then if you had to, you can transfer.
Right.
So if you're, right now your shortfall is personal service, I put it in.
That's where you need to
Okay.
put it right now.
And then if you had to, you
Services.
can.
and you can
But
transfer
you
the
wouldn't be doing
opposite
it
way.
now. Yeah.
If you get a bunch gathered up in your personal services, you can still transfer it the other way into your M&O.
Okay.
I just need to know just so
We'll do
that
it that way then. if that's-
we know where we're gonna do it at.
That way you're not doing it every month.
Right.
And then don't forget, we gotta transfer, because I mean, you won't have one,
Mhm.
we gotta do a transfer this
Right.
month, so.
So you got 11.5.
I have 10% for EMS, 20% for 911, 11.5% for sheriff, and then the rest of the 58.5%
6.5.
goes 6.5 to the 9 fire departments. And then I have it effective April 1 on that.
And honestly, I think Rick should have been on this a while back. Honestly, sales tax, I mean.
But he
there-
even made that comment years
Yes,
ago that
yes.
he could be put on there.
Because the health and well-being, that is definitely, the sheriff's department definitely qualifies under health and well-being. And there's no need of one group being well indulged and another one struggling. And that's where Roger was so gracious and so nice, and he
Yeah.
was very, very understanding and very willing to work with us. And I really want to pat Roger on the back for that.
I
So
do.
he's done a
I commend him.
fantastic job. So,
But it, and he even said he questioned why we weren't on there a long time ago.
And I appreciate you calling him and talking to him, and you talked to him, and I think that's where we all need to work together,
Nobody
especially
likes
as
a
money gets
surprise.
tighter and money gets shorter. And we're gonna see it shorter and tighter, and I just think the more we communicate, the more we keep open with each other, I think the better we all are.
Yes, sir, sorry.
We just need to sign this resolution
Yes,
today.
yeah, that was set up the way that we had already, I just did not, we hadn't discussed, an effective date, and so I had made the changes that I had proposed on it. I haven't even heard it first, I'm sorry. He kind of interrupted, so I haven't got it first on my motion.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second. All in favor?
Thank you guys, appreciate your commitment.
Pipe size, 9.5 by 4 by 30 for railroad yard for FEMA projects, items not on 6 months.
Okay.
That's gonna be under the 15,000.
It's barely.
Yeah.
under that.
That's all right, as long as it
But if
is.
you guys need any, you guys, somebody's gonna have to bid it
Somebody,
next.
yeah.
We've already got a PO
Wait a
on
minute,
it.
we may change that to 25.
It's in the works,
If
it's
you
not
passed the
processed.
House, but
Yeah.
it hasn't passed the Senate
Yeah.
yet, but it,
Well, I don't need no pipe.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew, if somebody needs it for a FEMA project,
Well, that's what this is. This is a FEMA project that I inherited. And Stan was gonna try to finish this before I came into office. Yet, things happened. He didn't get it done. So I just inherited this. This is and we're running out of time. This has to be done this year. Otherwise, we have to think about paying FEMA back. And we can't do that. This has to be done. So, yeah, we just gotta get these pipes. They're not on the bid. They're a special, little bit of specialty pipe. They're coming with a floor in them and a head wall on them. And they're doing all the welding and all
So
the
they're
work.
half tankers.
They're half tankers, but they've added a floor and a head wall. And, they really they actually exceed the FEMA standards. The FEMA projected road for 24 foot. These are 30s. So it gives us a little more room to keep the road from narrowing down, because anytime you got a 4 foot up, you get a little shortfall when you bridge the dirt, and that narrows it
Yeah.
up, so.
Can you, like on one of my FEMA deals, is I just had it re-engineered. So that ain't gonna help you because you gotta have that pipe and that's not on the bid.
they're delivering me one Wednesday for $7,250.
for the same pipe,
It's a pipe,
Similar to
ordered
that. It's
from
not the
railroad
same.
yard.
it's not, okay, I'm gonna say.
It's
we'll
not the
just-
same-
Yeah, if it's not the same, then
Not the
you,
same
yeah, you can go up,
project,
put up
but I
to
just thought I'd
15,000
throw
on
that
that
out.
one.
We're getting one pipe
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's 29 foot, that's what they had. I wanted the 30, but 29 will work.
But it's
But it's a different pipe.
it's not a 9.5.
No.
Yeah.
It's
Then you
not
can go up
that.
the full 15,000. We can't go that 25,000 yet because it's
No.
not been,
It's not been passed.
So your
the Senate.
pipe is what, a 6 foot or something like that, or?
Mine's a 7, cut
Okay,
in half.
so
yeah.
you still got up to 15,000.
Yes.
Yes,
But I don't need none.
but I just thought I'd throw that out, that I am getting one Wednesday.
You're
delivered.
talking 9.5.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
I get two up, doubled, so it's,
Mine's 7, well.
And then when we have to the physical year, then
It goes all
yes,
broke.
yes, so we only got a couple months to
it'll.
make it too. But yeah, I'm gonna use the entire 15,000 up. There's not gonna be nothing left, just some change left over out of that. so.
What's yours running per foot?
I'd have to call Laura and call
Mine's
it.
$250 a foot.
I think that's what mine is too. I believe it's 250.
I can't remember on the PO.
We can divide it out.
Well, you just split it, 7,000 or 7,500.
Yeah, 15,000 divided by 30, so it'll tell you about what it is. All divided by two, it's $250 a foot.
Yeah, that's what mine's
And
running.
honestly, he's given up some of the welding and stuff to keep it at that price, because that's about the price of the tanker itself.
Yeah,
And he's adding the floor and the head wall on it, so.
that's basically what we're putting a little, it's not a head wall on the single pipe, but he's putting a little extension on top. We can't
You
be
need a
over
motion on
36
that?
inches tall.
There's no motion needed on that. Okay, vendor not on 6 months bid for 3/8 of number 2 cover will be ordering due to lack of supply from vendor on 6 months bid.
Okay, and on this, due to the increase of blacktop and road construction, all the 3/8 chip, there's a nationwide shortage of 3/8 chip. And this Goody Bow is the only place that I could find a 3/8 chip. And the wind turbine went through Alene and they used that 5 miles of blacktop. And we have to start rebuilding that, and we're on the time frame within a year to rebuild that because of what the wind
Yeah.
energy paid us. Yeah, I got a contract to fulfill on that too. So I did not want to go out and use a 5/8 chip. I would hear about it for the next 4 to 6 years. I found these chips in Goody Bow. I can have them shipped to Enid, but it doubles the price. If they ship it to Enid, they go from $13 a ton to $26 a ton. I can drive to Goody Bow and still save money on this by hauling it ourselves. We're only going to do the Alene Blacktop, which is 5.5 miles approximately. So I need about 30 loads out of Goody Bow, and if I can get you to go with me a little bit, we'll take a few more trucks. And having an extra couple trucks will really help that a lot.
137 miles from Cherokee to Goody Bow.
Yeah, I think
Of course,
it's.
you're gonna probably pilot down there. so
We're
you're
gonna pilot in Alene
letting
and save a little
mileage.
money, and I don't know if I could actually swing 2 loads a day, it may be a load a day.
You'll be lucky.
Then you'll have a half a day and trucks can do something else. But I think,
That's fine, that's whatever you need.
I think that's the best way to do that and to fulfill that contract, and it's the cheapest way. I mean, I can ship it to Enid and truck it, but I can make the trucking back, so
You'll save money doing
we'll save money
Yeah,
doing it
you
this
will.
way. It's just a little bit of a long haul. But I'm just glad to find them because nowhere else in the state of Oklahoma I could find a 3/8 chip.
This is again, though, just another, for you guys to talk, we have a PO on for 15,000 on it, so if anybody needs this item again, they'll have to bid it.
fine, I mean, no chip. And there again,
We're
July,
not gonna do any chip and seal that I know about, 'cause I think my fish hatchery deal, I'm gonna get some money through the new program they got for water bodies.
Oh, well.
And they're considering that a water
Water body.
body.
but then just in a few months, it's gonna change, I mean, the
Yes,
fiscal
yes.
year.
Yeah,
And I'm actually not gonna use the entire 15,000.
just
I
15.
put it on as the 15,000.
One of them you put 14, one we put on 15, but I can't remember which one's which.
Yes, I don't remember which one it is. I think we'll put the 14 on the chip
On
and
this one?
seal and the 15 on
I
the
can't
other one.
remember.
But I'm actually gonna be in the 12, 5, 13. I just wanted to give a little extra, just in case, we haul that extra load.
2 loads short.
Well, and when you pile chips and seals on the ground, chips,
lose.
you're gonna lose a little bit and you're
I
gonna have a
probably got
contamination
20
problem.
I probably got 20 or 25 loads up there on the traction line that are good.
Good,
If
okay.
you get it short, why?
Same here, I got a pile that we've had for years.
Well, we got a pile behind the shop, but they've moved it a couple times and it's been contaminated. You'd have to screen it or sort through it considerably, and
So you don't need a motion on that?
This is informational also.
yeah, they're, both of these are just to kind of let y'all know that we're gonna utilize all that.
Okay. The Oklahoma Department of Emergency Management and Homeland Security 911 Management Authority State and Local Agreement.
This is for the grant I applied for the mapping to bring it up to state standards. And this is, we were approved, and we have more paperwork to do. So,
Of course.
this is so we can actually start the process of getting the mapping done. Basically, they just go through and correct anything and bring it up to state standards, or certain things you have to have with the driveways and the lines on the map. But it will bring it to state standards. Woods County, I believe, was approved as well, and Grant County. They're using the same company we are.
You're gonna have to do paper on it.
I've already used the back on both, I wasn't very prepared today.
Start using your hand.
I'm gonna have to. Sorry, ignore the notes on the back of the private property, but I need a paper.
Laura,
I got it,
you
thank you.
want to sign that. By the way, have you looked through those big maps that we got last week?
No.
Hey, better read it, you got a little homework to do. With the census going on, if you've got a road that needs taken off, you don't have, or you've got a road that isn't on that map, I've got 2 half-miles
Yes.
not on
Yes.
there. Now, I don't know that on the map, 2 half-miles or not, but it's not on, and you need to update that because it's census year.
You need a motion on that? I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Thank you so much. I'm just so excited to get it approved.
Private property access easement for District 2 for southwest corner of 25-25-12. Remove and fill dirt used for county projects.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
And this here, I got a road on Cole Road. There's a natural spring. I do the water tables up and the road just disappeared. It just fell in. And Rocky actually had this pile within a half a mile. So it took, by using this, it takes all the shipping, the dirt, and all that out of it. It's just right there handy. So. It's kind of a blessing for us. Saves a lot of trucking. When you move it a half a mile, you can move a lot of dirt in a day.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Private property access easement for District 3 southeast corner, 28-24-11 to remove trees and dirt from the right of way and place on the boundaries of.
There's 2 copies of that one. I'll send the original back there, and I'll send Laura a copy of that. I'll give Nancy a copy.
That's another good deal, as long as they let a pile of trees on them, that's a big help.
How come we only signed one for him?
I send you one back, and I
Oh.
emailed Laura one. Latoya just takes care of them. Just sign them. No, just use them. No, she always.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any unforeseen business?
Move adjourned.
Get a second on that?
Second, yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.